Hi. There is a book written by Edwin Corley with copyright 1970 and which was published in 1971, which is called The Jesus Factor. And the book tells a story, a human story, involving nuclear weapons. The book says that it's a novel. The novel says that nuclear weapons secretly do not work. So the heads of state and military leaders of the main countries in the world keep the secret that when you press the button, the missile does not work. The nuclear missile does not work. So there is a big lie in the world according to which nuclear arsenals can be used. And the book describes both a novelistic human story involving militaries and soldiers and a little bit of science and heads of state, discussing the moral dilemma and the political falsehood that sustains our illusion that it is feasible, it is a practical thing to do to build nuclear weapons and to establish nuclear arsenals. And this is the Jesus factor, the impossibility of actually using nuclear bombs. If the book never discusses why this nuclear impossibility is called the Jesus factor in the White House. But we may take our conclusions. We may speculate that this is a symbol for the moral prohibition which may sound in every human heart. You will not use nuclear weapons. You cannot destroy the planet. You have no entitlement. You have no status. You have no moral power to provoke such a destruction. It is outside of every possibility you have in your decision making. And this prohibition is more than conscious. It is subconscious and it is supraconscious. So you will never destroy the planet. If we have such a prohibition in our hearts, we as humans in general and with no exception, then we are truly blessed. It is important then for us to see how is it that such a lie, such a tremendous falsehood, such a tremendous illusion that it is good for the national security of my country to have a nuclear arsenal, and it is good for the West or good for Russia or good for China to have a nuclear arsenal. It is not good for anyone. But we must be careful in getting rid of such an illusion. Liberation from the illusion of nuclear arsenals must be a mutual and inclusive liberation that comes with other forms of freedom. Freedom from blind love for suicide. Freedom from the illusion that killing my enemies is good for me. Ignoring the law of karma. That which I do to my adversaries, that life will do to me. So these are basic things that invite us to stop being childish in the way we relate to our adversaries. We have life in common we and our adversaries, in politics, in family, when adversaries also exist, as we know, we have life in common with those who hate us. We have life in common with those which provoke a feeling of frustration in ourselves. And life is higher and more important than any private childishness. So the book by Edwin Carley, called Fascinating, by Mario Puzo, the author of The Godfather, is very interesting as a stimulus for us to understand that there is a moral prohibition to the use of nuclear weapons. And if this is so, nuclear weapons are outdated, are worse than useless, and we should be very careful and gradual and working with mutual help among the different nuclear powers in getting rid of such a nightmare.